If your students keep saying, I don't get it, what's really going on? Is it confusion or is there a real issue underneath? Today, we're going to dig into what that phrase really means and the one question that can get to the root of the problem immediately. Here's the question. What part doesn't make sense yet? Let's break it down. We've all been there. A student says, I don't get it. And suddenly we're reteaching the entire lesson from scratch. But what if you didn't really need to reteach everything? It might be time to shift from tackling the whole task to using one focused question to pinpoint the exact sticking point. What part doesn't make sense yet? That one word, yet, the power of yet, allows students to pinpoint their confusion, takes away the blame and the shame of not knowing. It also opens the door to a growth mindset. I don't know it yet. This means you're not reteaching the entire concept. You're trying to evaluate and diagnose where the confusion started or what piece it was or what misunderstanding led to the confusion. You can target the actual misconception and move forward with confidence. But why do students default to I don't get it in the first place? Sometimes I don't get it isn't about math at all. It's about safety. It's less risky to say I don't get it than to admit that you're wrong or that you don't know why you're wrong or that you're having a problem with step number 2. My students often struggle with admitting that they don't even know what the question is asking. Many students have been trained to wait us out, in effect, until we tell them what to do. And honestly, some students don't have the vocabulary to explain their confusion. So, I don't get it becomes the default line. Let me show you what this actually looks like in a classroom. A student in algebra says, I don't get it. I don't get systems. But the real issue is that they don't understand what substitution meant. They thought it meant plug things in. Another student doesn't get slope. But the real issue, they can't visualize rise over run. They don't see how those words connect with the graph or connects with the numbers. A trig student says SOHCAHTOA is confusing. But the real issue is that they don't understand what the reference angle is. What angle are we referring to when we choose a trig ratio to apply? These moments need to tell us something. I don't get it isn't laziness. It's a hand up signal, red flag. There's something going on. And we can respond to it differently, which leads us to our next shift. In my classroom, it is not the end of the conversation. It's the beginning of the conversation. It's a chance for me to talk with the student and figure out where the sticking point is. When we accept I don't get it as an opt-out, students learn that confusion equals stop. And that's really dangerous. When we expect engagement, students learn that it's taking the next tiny step. It's not knowing how to solve the problem all the way through to the end. It's knowing how to make that one next step, clean it up, see where we go from there. Another next step, clean it up, where do we go from there? It's important that students know that they don't have to have all the answers, but they have to stay in the thinking. And that's how we start transforming students from doers of steps to mathematical thinkers. In the description, you'll find 3 strategies that can support your conversations with students to develop mathematical thinkers. So the next time a student says, I don't get it, you can answer, what part doesn't make sense yet? It's simple, it's powerful, and it redirects learning immediately. If you want to keep building thinking habits with your students, but you're not sure how to know if students are thinking or just rote memorizing, you're going to watch the video on the screen. It pairs beautifully with today's strategy.